Let me see, maybe my internet is stuck. There it is. Okay, let me see, maybe my internet. Okay, this is working. Oh, very good. Boom. Join us on Zoom. Right. And pin the message to the top. There we go. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. So Ebony is on the line, but has not responded. So I'm not sure if she can hear me or if she's there. I'm going to just get started on talking, as I always do. If you want to come join us on Zoom, then please do. There's a link to join the Zoom meeting in the chat section. Man, I don't know about you, but I am really sluggish. I'm not sleepy. I'm sluggish, and I have been. I wake up in the morning and I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but these days I've been heavy, sluggish, and it is not a pleasant feeling at all. Just a little update. I am officially moved into my apartment. I moved in on the 7th. No, I moved in on the 8th, and today is the 30th, so it's been exactly 3 weeks. And I have a full apartment. I have a house full of furniture. My office is the last place. I have a bookshelf coming in a week and some lamps and things like that for my office. The rest of the apartment is done. It's really cute. I love it. The kitchen is great. It's fully equipped. I made a quiche last night and boy, was it delicious. Man, I'm not a bad cook. It was a little heavy on the salt, but I think it's just I haven't really cooked well in a long time, like cooked fully in a long time. So I just need to find my rhythm. Anyway, so yes, I am ready to rock and roll. So this is our heart-centered entrepreneur meeting. And every Wednesday and Sunday we get together. Now on Wednesdays, we work on matters like tangible matters for heart-centered entrepreneurs, things that you need to be thinking about in your business. And on Sundays, we look at the inner world, the inner life of the heart-centered entrepreneur. So we look at emotions and feelings and blockages, things that stop us from moving forward with our work, with our divine life purpose. For example, on Sunday, this last week, we talked about imposter syndrome and how kind of beliefs like thoughts and negative ideas can stop us from moving forward with our dream. And Ashley has just joined us on the Zoom call. Good morning, Ashley.
Morning.
I don't know if Ebony is back yet. Ebony, are you back on the call, or maybe Ebony has fallen asleep? I had that happen in one session where the person was like, "Oh, Crystal," and I signed on early and then I fell asleep. Okay. But Ebony hasn't checked in, so I don't know if she's there or not. So she could be driving. That's a possibility also. Not everybody's asleep like I am. So today, let's see, last week on Wednesday, and the last few weeks really, we've been talking a lot about what it is we want to offer and getting kind of really clear about what it is we offer. And last week we started thinking big about what what we offer, how we can kind of see ourselves bigger than what we know today. So there's our perception of who we are and our project that we have today. But then there's a broader perception that, we need to be introduced to, or we need to invite. When we release limitations in our mind and we let go of disempowered emotions, then it becomes easier for us to see ourselves bigger and more than what we knew we could be. And we can see our situations better, more clearly, more broadly, and find more solutions. So that's what we've been working on the last few weeks, kind of building up our understanding of what we're offering. And we're kind of getting closer to talking about money. Well, now we're ready to talk about money. So what I want us to do, because it's really easy for us to, as heart-centered entrepreneurs, think about our ideas and put off the idea of talking about money, which is essential to our work. So today we're going to do, Ebony is signing in again. I think that Ebony was having internet trouble. Ebony, are you there now? Do we really have you? Or are you cloned? You are muted, by the way. I don't know if you, okay, the one of the Ebonys has signed off. Ebony, if you're there, unmute yourself and say hi. Okay, so you might be having technical issues. So I'm not going to bug you anymore, but when you finally can talk, come on and say hi. All right? Cool. Okay, so here we are today talking about money. The first thing we're going to do today is to get, we're going to bring conscious awareness to why we desire money and what money can do for us. And there's a reason why I'm having us do this. First of all, when I was working on this myself, I was really surprised by how easily my relationship with money flows. I have a really good relationship with money. I do. I love money and money loves me. It comes and it goes freely. There are times when it just is pouring down on me like, woohoo, like, hey, here I am, Crystal. You got money coming out of your pockets. It's all over the place. You finding pennies on the road, dimes on the road, bags of money on the road. I found a bag of money with like $60 in it. And I'm like, what? Like out in the middle of nowhere, like a paper bag full of like fives and tens or $1 bills, whatever. It was pretty cool, actually. So my relationship with money is really good. I respect it. I appreciate it. I'm not mad at it, Um, Okay, look, I got Bria. Hi, Bria. And Ebony is now on and she's connected to audio. Ebony, can you unmute yourself?
Yep. Hi. Good morning.
You got it.
Yeah, you see me coming in and out here, right?
I saw you. I'm like, she's really trying. She is trying to connect, you know?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Well, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And Bria has also joined us. Hi, Bria. I'm glad you made it back.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you. So, and we're on with Ashley, who was here, and we were able to chat a little bit earlier. So, as I was saying, we are talking about money. And I was just describing my relationship with money and how much I really enjoy it. I do love having money and I do enjoy spending money and I enjoy making money. It's like it's all good, you know, even like paying my bills. I love paying my bills because I have money to pay my bills and I enjoy the use of the things that I'm getting billed for. Like I'm sitting here, my bill for my electricity came in. And it was awesome. It was so funny because it came in and I'm like, oh, my electric bill. Woohoo! Like, let me see what I spent on electricity. And I kind of looked around at all my pretty lamps around my apartment, you know, and my air conditioning, which works like a champ. Air conditioning when it's 100-degree weather, air conditioning, you know. And there was a part of me that was kind of dreading the bill, like, oh my God, it's going to be, you know, $300. But energy in the US is really inexpensive. When I was in Europe, I'd spend $300 just, you know, to heat 2 rooms in my house in Italy. $300 a month just to heat the room with gas, and then the electric bill was another $100, you know, and then internet was another $80. So it was really expensive, but here it's cheap. So I'm kind of looking at my bill going, woohoo, $35. Woo! Thanks, Smud. Love it. Anyway, so today the goal is for you to get really jazzed about money. And I'm going to talk to you about a word called appreciation. And I guess, you know what? You all tell me about appreciation. When you're ready, just what does it mean to appreciate something? What does appreciation mean? Tell me about what you know. Tell me what you know about appreciation. And remember to unmute yourselves when you're ready to talk.
It's Ebony.
Hey.
Appreciation for me this year has definitely helped us define that even more, honestly. I believe because everybody had no choice, right? We had no choice but to go within, be with ourselves, be with our family, all the things that we were running away from. So appreciation for me is just seeing, honoring the value in something, in someone, in the experience, in the blessing, in the talent, in the skill, and the ability. And waking up every day, the sunshine, you know, whatever that looks like for you, but really appreciating the value it has, the value it holds for you. And then sharing that value, showing others how much you appreciate your life, your breath, the things that you have, the things that you want, the things that you've come through. Just value, the value of it. It's really all I can say, and really just honoring that.
You said a mouthful. Like, that is it. Value. Thank you, Ebony, because that was beautifully said. And linking it to this pandemic period is really important as well. Appreciation is raising the value of a thing. When you appreciate the sunrise, you are, and it's a mirror effect, isn't it? You're looking at this sunrise and you're going, The sunrise. And then the thing is that your appreciation of the sunrise is really elevating the value of that sunrise, but it's also raising the value of you, because whenever we look at something and we judge it, whether we're judging it negatively or positively, right? We're basically projecting ourselves onto that thing, our perception. If I hated sunrises, I would project hatred onto that sunrise, and I'd be, really appreciating hatred is what I'd be doing, which would be elevating the value of hatred within myself and the world around me. But, when you are looking at the sunrise and you're like, oh God, magnificence, beauty. Like I was appreciating Ebony's flow of wisdom. It's reflecting to me, myself. She's speaking to my truth and bringing it out. The sunrise is speaking to my truth and bringing it out. And this is why we must appreciate all things with as much divine or divinity as we can. Because when we do that, it gives that thing beautiful power, which amplifies our own power. And this is the power of appreciation. It's an amplification of our highest gifts, very much. So what I want us to do right now for this first exercise is to appreciate money. So what we're going to do is write down all the ways that we desire money. Now, when I use the word desire, appreciation is a really powerful word. We want to replace our use of the word gratitude with the word appreciation as much as possible. Gratitude is a great word, but the word gratitude really implies that there was a lack or there was a void, and we received something, so now we don't have that void, so we're grateful, okay? That is a perfectly fine way to feel when you have come from nothing and then you have something. I totally get that. So you can use grateful and gratitude in that way. But more often than not, I want you to practice using appreciation, because as divine beings of energy, of light, of God, however you want to say it, we were never lacking, ever. We might have had our eyes closed, but it doesn't mean we didn't have it. We just didn't know, right? So taking on a more empowered way of being, we would want to appreciate a thing that we're receiving because we know that we had it already. We are just now embracing it, okay? So what we want to do, it's kind of like the same thing with desire and wanting. I don't want you to write down why you want money, and I don't want you to write down why you need money. What I want you to do, and just because wanting implies a lack, right? I want what I don't have. The reason I'm wanting it is because I don't have it. Wanting comes from hunger, okay? There's a time and a place for wanting, okay? But when we're in creative mode, as we are in this moment, we don't want, instead we desire, okay? Desire is an energy that comes from the heart space, and it is a frequency of co-creation with the universe. It's a frequency of man and woman, masculine and feminine, I should say, coming together to unite as one, creating an energy of creativity and like a vortex that can call in everything that is a reflection of itself. The problem with wanting is that it also brings in the energy of reflecting itself, but a wanting reflects hunger. It comes from hunger, so it brings in more wanting. Whereas desire brings in the thing that is most that you're focused on, the thing that you're trying to give birth to. So what we want you to do is to write down why you desire money, how money can serve you, and really very importantly here, how money can serve your business or whatever your heart-centered endeavor is. And just to give you an example, oh, I stapled it to the wrong page. That's so funny. I'm like, why are you over there? You're stapled to the wrong exercise. Okay, so I wanted to give you an example. And I was up shopping this morning, okay? And so I'm like, money sets up my office. It sets up, it provides a tool of investment to help me bring in the things that I need and desire, such as my shelf and lighting for my space, my equipment, my new Mac, my new iMac, my printer, all this equipment, money brings me education and books and other learning resources. It also stimulates the economy, things like this, okay? So write down all the ways that money can serve you and serve your business, all the reasons why you desire money. Okay, that's the first step. And ladies, I know that I'm real slow this morning. I'm sorry, I cannot get sharp and clear and focused. It's not happening. I ate some chocolate, all right? I'm slow today. So please get on with your exercise. I'm setting the timer for 3 minutes. I'm gonna be napping during that 3 minutes, okay? I'm kidding, but go on. I'm gonna set the timer.
Mm.
Ooh. Okay. All right, ladies. I gotta get that volume turned down. I see. There. So I'd love for you all, if you feel like it, would you mind sharing with us some of the things you came up with for your desires? What did you come up with for the exercise? You can just unmute yourself whenever you're ready.
Well, I sort of, put it all together in one list, how I /appreciate/desire money for self/business.
Mm-hmm.
But started with the personal things, I guess. It was easier. That I have nice food, healthy food, that's easy and fast to access, that I have a safe, clean space for myself, that I have tools to help me be excellent and efficient at my craft, that I have tools to make it easier to take care of my well-being, that I'm in a position to be generous with others, my cup overflowing, that I can acquire the help I need to expand the reach of my stories, which is a phrasing that felt better to me than grow my business, because that's what grow my business means to me. And that includes improving the quality of the form that these things take that I put out and increasing the frequency with which I can release them.
Ashley, I love that list. I'm smiling. You know, it's really funny. I like to listen to what you all do and see how it affects my body. And I felt your appreciation. I appreciated your appreciation. And it's funny because I could feel in the center of in my belly and rising up, this kind of energy of well-being. And here's the power of what we're doing with this exercise. And I think you did it perfectly because I felt it. What we're doing with this first exercise is creating alignment within our mind and our body and the universe. And by doing that, you're creating something real. Oh, thanks for turning on your camera. You created something real, and I could tell it was real for you because I could feel it. But the great thing about that is you will make that real in the 3D world. Does that make sense? It's like when you truly feel what you're writing, you are guaranteeing its manifestation. So I want you to hold on to these good vibes. We're going to go on to Ebony. And then what we're going to do, though, just to kind of let you know, the next thing that we're going to do is take that power, that magical alignment, and raise it even higher. We're going to get specific. We're going to get creative. We're going to give form to some tangible things. So now we're going to create those meals that you want. You're going to visualize and see and give voice to people receiving your work and enjoying it, using it, sharing it, etc. That'll be the next level. So just hold on to that, Ashley. Let's hear from Ebony right now and see what she's going to share with us.
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
So I kind of just listed it out as well. I
Perfect.
desire and appreciate money because it allows me to grow and expand my business. It allows me to expand on my expertise and knowledge to be able to provide higher level content. It allows me to be able to employ my son. I have a 15-year-old. It would allow me to be excited about paying my bills and covering associated expenses. It allow me to joyfully buy whatever we desire. It will allow me to illuminate the possibilities for others through my work. It will allow me to be able to optimize my overall well-being and mental health. And it will allow me to lend helping hands to assist not only my neighbor, but my community freely.
Perfect. Very, very, very good. Excellent. I'm excited. Let's do this next step, ladies. Next step, you're going to write down again. You're going to write down a story. Okay? You all are going to write a story. And the story is of you. The story is of your day on this special day. The day is 1 year from today. Today is September 30th, 2020. That's today is a 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, so today is a 7-day. It's about being spiritually expanded and having, actually, I'm going to look this up because let me just see what comes up for me. I'm going to do a little reading for us here. This is a little Numerology 7. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what the 7 means. This is what today is a 7, right? 9, 30, 4, 7. Okay, so the number 7 represents spirituality and yes, and analysis. I wanted to say administrative. So number 7 is like the administrator of spirituality. It is the one, actually, this is interesting. This could be the number of the heart-centered entrepreneur. I just realized that because the number 7 is naturally spiritual and intuitive. That's the nature of number 7. However, it's also really organized. It likes to put things in order. It likes to be able to have a rational, logical approach to things. The number 7 can represent the head, the mind, but it's also connected to spirit. So I love that we're looking at the number 7 today. With that in mind, understanding that today you're in this place of being very open, you're being very appreciative, you're intellectual, so you're smart, you're intelligent, you're savvy, but you're also really connected. You're very spiritual. Your crown chakra is open, your heart chakra is open, okay? I want you to write the story of what's going to happen 1 year from now. So September 30th, 2021. Now that's going to be an 8-day, all right? And the number 8 actually happens to be about money, abundance, and power, all right? So let's just leave that for now, but just understand that that's where you're going to be a year from now on this day. So this is a very special day. The story I want you to write is the celebration of all that you've accomplished over the last year, from today through the year. What are some of the things that you've accomplished? And what I want you to do is not be general. I don't want you to be broad. I want you to say some very specific things. For example, with my heart-centered business, over the next year, I would like to sign up 60 people. That's a very specific number. It's not about 60, or, I'm not saying I want to fill up my program. It's a very specific thing. I desire 60 enrollees this year. So write it in the present tense as if it is 1 year today. Okay, today is September 30th, 2021. Write in the present as if it's that day. And you'll say something like, I have signed up 60 people. I am enjoying a great breakfast of, organic oatmeal with organic bacon and blah, blah, blah. All right. I am in Italy overlooking my palatial estate, or whatever it is you're going to say. Present tense, celebrating and appreciating all that you've done this year. Throw in some money stuff. Make sure that you're enjoying money and financial abundance. Are there any questions about this? Unmute yourself, ask away. All right, Ashley.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to admit that the prospect of being specific does make me uncomfortable, because I feel like when I set expectations, I'm setting myself up for failure, or like,
Totally.
whereas if I leave it more open and general, it's like, okay, it can be what it is, then it feels like less pressure, and it feels like success can take whatever form it may take. Even though I
So,
can see the value in sometimes being specific as well, I still have that hesitation.
yeah, look, that's a really reasonable hesitation. And normally I would ask you all not to first of all, I don't want you to set this up as an expectation. An expectation is something that you're adding into this that I'm not asking you to add into it. We're setting ourselves up for shaping the universe using some very specific tools, because we have to have the courage to say exactly what it is we desire. Whether we hit it or not, that is a different story, okay? But this is an exercise in women saying exactly what they want and having the joy of saying exactly what you want without fear of it not happening, right? So it's really good you expressed this fear, but now what I want you to do is move beyond the fear and try the exercise in spite of the fear. Fear can come along, okay, but fear cannot drive the car, all right? And also release the need to expect. This is not about, oh, this must happen, I've got to make this happen. No, this is about like having a really good sensual dream that is specific and feeling courageous enough to own it.
Yeah.
How does that feel,
Yeah, I
Ashley?
can see how that's different. It's just sort of giving voice to the things that are sort of going on in the back of your mind, and sort of admitting to what's actually there.
Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, right? And you want to validate your fears, okay, but you don't want to give them control, right? Very good. Ebony, how about you? Are you okay?
I was feeling along the lines of what Ashley was saying, but I also understand the concept of kind of like you said, like shaping the universe, right? Just and it for me, it feels more of just a reference, because you'll probably forget that you made this list, right, in like a week, and then you may come across it in like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years and be like, oh my goodness, you know, or you may absolutely remember next year, I wrote that list last year. Let me pull it out and see what I wrote down. And then kind of do a compare and contrast, because I've personally made a list every year and I'm still kind of re-adding things from lists from 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make me feel like a failure. It's just like, okay, it wasn't time for that yet. There wasn't room. I wasn't ready for what I thought I was. There was still some gray areas that needed to be worked out. So I like having these to kind of look back on. I'm a storyteller, so I love to just play around with words and, you know, see what comes up.
Yeah, very good. I'm excited. One of the things that kind of popped in my head as you were speaking, Ebony, I don't know about you all, but when I was a kid, I used to dream, fantasize really specifically. Like I would play in my mind an entire like scenario of something with dialogues and with feelings and emotions. And there was no doubt in my mind about whether or not it would be true. It was just surrender. And that's the attitude I'm going to go into this as I write my own story out. Just kind of remembering that feeling of like, we didn't worry about how things were going to happen. We were just like, this is what I did and this is what it feels like. And I'm doing this. And, you know, this is what she says to me. And then
Yes.
comes over here and that happens. And then, you know, it's just, you feel it in your body and you lose yourself in the sensations. And that's what this exercise is about. Losing yourself to the fantasy without the worry about how or why, because we can, or, you know, how is really the issue. How's that going to happen? We don't need to worry about that. That's the next step. How is the next step when we work on the planning and laying out the details. But for right now, we get to surrender to the fantasy. I'm going to give you all 5 minutes on this, and I want you all to write it out in story form. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can always go back and finish it afterward. And you know, I'm probably going to ask you to read. I'm going to be like, hey guys, share with me what you have when we're done. So please expect to do that. You don't have to though. If you don't want to share what you've written, you don't have to. Okay. But I'm going to ask for volunteers. Okay. All right. So I'm setting the timer now, and I'm going to put that music back on too. All right, here we go. All right. All right. So we're back, and who feels like sharing their story right now?
I'll go.
All right, Ebony.
I'm literally finishing up the last sentence. Okay, so, all right. September 30th, 2021.
Mhm.
I've had the most amazing cup of ginger tea while meditating with Mother Gaia in my backyard as I watch my puppy love run circles around on the grass. As the sun is rising, we did a 20-minute yoga stretch in bed and cuddled for a little bit before we both agreed that it was time to eat. I can hear my son downstairs as I make my way down, and I give him a big old hug in the middle of our kitchen. He's cutting up some fresh fruit we picked up on the way home yesterday and already has the kettle on fire for me. He makes me so proud. This sun, this sun feels so good as I take in a big, deep breath of this beautiful prana this morning. As I'm exhaling, my email alerts me that my book, Letters to My Little Sisters, has been #1 on Barnes& Noble's bestsellers list for the 6th straight week. I do a little dance in the middle of the kitchen, and that's where I got.
That's a nice morning. I love it. I love it. And it was really specific. And I can feel the appreciation, and I can feel the abundance. Okay. The abundance of love, the abundance of joy, the abundance of time, the abundance of leisure. You know, it's not, I got up, I had to hurry up and run over here and do this and run over and do that. Very, very good, Ebony. I would
Thank you.
I would encourage you to spend some more time developing that whole day and just seeing what else comes up for you. I like the book and the the email alert, like Barnes and Noble is like, hey, look, you still got stuff going on. This is great, like continued success, very, very, very well done. Said, please put a reminder to send me a message saying, hey, I told you.
All right. Okay. Will do. Will do.
Right on. Excellent. All right. And Ashley, how about you? Do you feel like sharing your story?
Yeah, mine is more of a list.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was more focusing on just allowing myself to set specific numerical goals, or to admit to the numerical goals that feel
Mhm.
like what I would like to, where I would actually like to be,
Mhm.
as opposed to like lowballing it, like, well, maybe I won't get there, so maybe I should have, a more realistic goal.
That's very
Um,
courageous of you.
yeah. And to be honest, it's still not like a whole lot. Like there are people who have way more than this too. So
Mm,
like, but this is what would make me feel comfortable and content and happy, you
okay.
know.
Yes.
Um, so I said to have achieved crowdfunding of over 100K such that I feel taken care of and secure while I continue my work, to
Yes.
have reliable income streaming in from multiple sources, like the initial chapter releases and donations for the demo, and Patreon, with like over 2K per month each from me and my partner in the project. To have built a following of thousands across social media who respond to posts with excitement and interest and seem to be getting something out of the characters in the stories. To have created a home with my loved ones, us all coming together with plenty of funds to support the moves and the changes in our lives, changes to our lives, and to each be financially self-sufficient and therefore confident in our ability to support ourselves and each other living together.
Actually, I think that's a really good list, I think it's a very rich list, and I think it feels um even though it's in list form, and it still feels abundant. It feels like you're taken care of. It feels like you're getting what you need and what you desire, you know?
Yeah.
So I know that you went in kind of like, I gotta, confront these fears, but I think you did it very well. And your use of the language wasn't, uh, it didn't feel restrictive, or it didn't feel fearful. So you brought fear along, but it didn't drive the car. Sure, could you have written, $6 million a month, like, okay, that doesn't feel even realistic, and it feels also maybe a little overwhelming. So to me, it sounds like you've done, I think you're on the right track, okay? So, ladies, here's going to be really your home fun. And Bria, um, I'm assuming because you had to hop off the call for whatever reason, and then you came back in right as they, like, during the last minute of the writing part. I'm assuming you weren't following along, but am I wrong? Were you watching on YouTube or something?
No, I just came in that last part.
Okay, all right. So, darling, this will be, if you want to do the exercise, you can uh, just kind of rewatch the last part of the replay, okay? And actually, Bria, I don't think you even did the first exercise with us, right? You would want to just watch the replay, Bria, and see what the two exercises are and do them on your own. Personally, I think this is really important because this is the part of the work where we're having a dialogue between the heart and the mind. And we're getting the two on board with one another. When the heart and the mind are both aligned, the body naturally follows, and then the world follows that. So we're creating a three-dimensional vibration right here inside of ourselves. I think this is really important work that we should be doing on a regular basis for ourselves to help us, shape the universe into what we desire. So the last thing that we're going to need for you all to do, um, your home fun, is to let me get clear about this. there are very specific things that you all wrote about in your story or in your list. What I want you to do is to take the difficult things and I want you to say yes to them. I want you to say yes to your whole story, okay? And say yes to the tea, say yes to the community, say yes to all those things, okay? But I really need you to say yes to the challenging things, the book written, published, and bestseller, the supporters, the income streams. I need you to say yes to those, okay? And you say yes to them by looking at them and not just saying yes with the words, but saying yes with your mind and with your heart, and then following through with the yes by taking action. Now, what I don't want you to do is to overwhelm yourself with how I'm going to get this done. I just want you to say yes to it. And this is where we can surrender and let go of the timeline. Like, we don't have to do this by next year. It doesn't have to be that way. We just want to say yes to it fully with our entirety, because that, of course, is going to send the reverberation through the universe and let it come real in its own time. It could come real in 3 months. Things happen. So I want you to say yes to the challenges. And then I want you to listen to your intuition, listen to your spirit guides, and ask them to guide you. And ask them what steps you need to take in order to make your dreams real, to make your desires real. So one of my desires is my 60 clients enrolled in my program. So here I am, I'm seeing 60 people. Yes, I say yes to 60 people. I can feel it in my heart. I feel warmth. My mind is like, yeah, I like that. This is exciting. 60 people in my program, mind, heart, body, yes. Okay, that's done. Now what I got to do is honor that by doing the work, right? So my job this week is to make a plan about what I need to do in order to get the 60, okay? I'm willing to do that. I know I've got to do this. I've got to get these people. I've got to get this blog done, these blogs done. I got to get that out. I've got to get this video done, blah, 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 boop, boop, boop. Okay. That's what I need you to do. Your next step is basically the planning of your desire. All right. Any questions about that?
No, I did have a comment though. I want to thank you for this. This has been so very eye-opening and heart-led. And for someone who denied their heart, I don't know if you follow astrology, but I'm a Cancer moon and rising in the 12th house. So I feel every and all over, all the time. And I could never understand it. Now that I'm studying astrology, I get it. Okay. So I'm even just honoring that my heart is my greatest asset and not being afraid to be vulnerable and have people see your vulnerability and showing them that that's the strength. That's your strength. That's your power. Yeah. Running away from yourself is what has this world in the state that it is right now. So I'm grateful to be a vessel of the light, to really honor that and no longer be afraid of my uniqueness in it, because I know that it's going to serve not only me, but this world, my community, my family very well. Thank you, Crystal. This has been so good.
Good. Well, Ebony, I'm glad you joined us this morning. And this is exactly what it's for, to get those wake-up calls and to make us take responsibility for the things that we say we want to do, you know, and to come up with ways of doing that. And so yes, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of our kaleidoscope this morning. I hope you'll join us again. I hope you'll come back next week or on Wednesday, Sunday. Today is Wednesday. Sunday we do our we have a meeting as well. So hopefully you'll join us for that as well. Anybody else, any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to share? I see Josephine has joined us, but it says connecting to audio. So I'm not totally sure of what's happening there. Anyway, anyone else, questions or anything?
I had a question. This is Bria.
Yes.
How do I access the playback?
Right. So it's already on YouTube. Let me hold on a second. Let me, what I'll do is put the link right here, but we'll also post it in, hold on a second, here we go.
I had a
Boop. I'm going to give you the link so you can find it directly on YouTube right now. I'm putting it in the chat, but it will also be uploaded to the Facebook group. Here's the link.
Thank
Bria,
you.
do you see it there? Bria, sorry, you're muted. Can you got the link?
Yes, I
Okay.
have it.
All right, good. You got it. And you all, if you're going to use that link, you have to save it. I mean, you need to take it now because once the call ends, you'll lose the link. All right. So make sure you click on it and you have it saved if you need that. All right. So if there are no more questions, I'm going to just end by saying this last thing, and then we'll be done for the day. Money is energy, period. Money begins inside you. You could be born with a silver spoon in your mouth, like lots of money, okay? And at the same time, with all this money around you, you could be cut off from the ability to generate money. You might not know how, you might not be able to feel how to do that, okay? Don't worry and don't look at other people and their money story. Develop a relationship with money yourself and enjoy that relationship. Treat that relationship with money in the same way you would treat a relationship with a loved one, with a friend. You would check in on it. You would nurture that relationship. Manage your money, right? Money is energy. Manage your energy. Nurture your energy. And your money will flow. And again, the appreciation thing is really powerful, right? The more you appreciate, money will follow your appreciation. All right. I'm your sleepy, sluggish leader. All right. I can't believe I'm on this call right now, like trying to teach people. And I'm like feeling the way I feel. I feel like I need to just be in the bed. But I can't be in the bed. I got to take the dog out to the dog park and then I got to get to work. So thanks for joining today, everyone. Josephine, I don't know if you can hear this at all because it still says connecting to audio. So hopefully, though, you'll catch with us next time. All right. Signing off, everybody. Thank you and bye for now. Bye.